Wonderful. We are back for part two of this series. And in this self-worth series, right now, we're going to talk about the specifics and how important it is for the people that you know around you in regards to your self-worth. And I'll break that down for you and make it very clear as to how those around you are reinforcing basically the way that you're living currently, of which you obviously want to change if you're even watching this video in the first place. Okay. I do have some other great videos on the self-worth. We did a great introduction, a part one. This is going to be part two. Probably have a part three, four, and five with this as well. Definitely go back and watch those because they'll be the precursor for this. But if you do want to watch and you like it, just feel free to stay. Make sure you like and subscribe though. And I want to tell people, my name is Austin Hale. I'm here to help parents and individuals rethink education and to help those individuals, yes, you, become the best version of yourself. But first, we got to even realize these points. So that's the whole purpose of this series, because those that know my personal story, self-worth had been a catalyst of a lot of the decisions that I made to bring me to a place in life where I knew that I had to change, and I did not like the results that I was having, nor did I like how I felt about myself, and then obviously the actions that I was taking in alignment with that within my life. For those of you who don't know me, I've been involved within the mindset space now for over 10 years. I have clients in multiple countries. I've built businesses. I've moved my family across the country. I got married to an amazing woman. I support in a wonderful relationship with her. We have two great kids. And now the purpose is I've walked through a lot, and time has told that. And so now I'm here to share this information with you. I'm here to be a constant point of support, and I'm here to be the person that will tell you you are worth it. Okay? But it's more than just lip service, folks. I have my social media links in the description below. Feel free to send me a direct message one-on-one. That'd be the best way to contact me, especially to set up a personal conversation between us. At this point, my channel is still very small. You can go ahead and comment down below. I'm getting right back to any of the people that do comment on my videos because I'm able to manage it still at this point. However, if you did want to reach out one-on-one, I would be more than happy to get you plugged into what we're doing, the awesome group that we have, and to just help you take this point of self-worth to the next level once and for all. So don't be shy, subscribe. All right, so let's get into the video. This video specifically is the purpose to show you what it's like to have the people around you that truly support your self-worth at the utmost level. Currently, you probably have folks that assist and support you in continuing to believe that you're not worth it by allowing you to smoke, by allowing you to drink, by allowing you to not have relationship, by allowing you to neglect your kids. And that's just the harsh reality, folks. And that's why I made an introduction video to kind of filter out a lot of folks that weren't really serious about this self-worth process. Even though all of these videos are public, I want to specifically work with people and talk to people that like new ideas. I'm a big advocate of closed mouth does not get fed. And in my life, what I saw was very beneficial, along with my mentors, other folks that had success in their lives as well. Being able to ask the hard questions and face ourselves and move through that is what actually brings us to the place where we can truly develop ourselves to get the results that we want to have. And so within this, we're going to first talk about this point of I'm not good enough. And boy, if you don't know me, that rang through my ears my entire childhood. My mom would just neglect me, leave me at my grandparents' house, go drink on the weekends, not pick me up that night because she didn't want to be around me when she was drunk or smelling like alcohol. So she thought it would be a good decision to just leave me there and then come pick me up the next day. And I'm also not going to go back and forth with people on that point, because doing drugs or alcohol while you have kids is not best, because they directly pick up on your resonance. And why do we even need to do drugs or alcohol in the first place, folks? Well, it's because we don't feel good enough about ourselves. Why would we abuse the body that we have? Why would we abuse the mindset that we have and the mental state in order to clearly express ourselves? In order to remain stable for the folks that we love and even for our own self, right? A lot of times we're considering others, but we need to consider ourselves. And this whole put your oxygen mask on before you can help other people has literally just been made into a joke from being on an airplane and thinking that it's not that serious or it'll never happen. But literally, you have everything to lose that you do not have already. And that is the biggest wake up call for a lot of people. So when you're looking at the point of self-worth, you are not just doing this for you. And you will not have to just go through working yourself through these points of self-worth forever, unless you decide not to. And unless you continue to just double down on the feelings and emotions instead of actually moving yourself to achieve stability so that you can actually live your best life. My friend, you are worth it. Like, you're worth living the majority of the rest of your life in a place where you feel like you're worth it, where you do the right things, where you have great communication, where you evolve yourself to literally live that best life. But if you continue to feel like, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'll never be good enough, then you're literally putting yourself and your feelings and emotions as something that is more important because you're acting on those things rather than doing what's best for you and your family, developing yourself to even have a family, to even have a relationship, to even evolve the skill set to get yourself out of the job, to do what you need to do to actually have good communication. Folks, this is a problem in society right now, but that's why we're here. And now we have the tools of change. Now we have a process that anybody can do. It's very systematic and it works for everybody. It's not about your emotions and your feelings because my friend, those things have gotten you twisted up in the first place. So let's look at this point, okay? Your programmed mind constructs from when you were a child, okay? These authority figures and all these things defined your perception of worth early on. And that's crazy because those same authority figures grew up in a system to where they probably didn't have the self-worth either. So if somebody doesn't have the self-worth and then they have a child or they're working in a place with children of which you were directly exposed to, how are they going to cultivate the utmost self-worth? How are they going to cultivate the utmost self-esteem? Thus leading us to the next point in this video, addiction to validation and the energy that comes with the validation, okay? One of my mentors asked me, Austin, do you want to be free or do you want to have praise? Because he could see from me, I would seek recognition as a form of reflecting back to myself, you're worth it. Because that energetic loop actually reinforces lack. That energetic loop actually reinforces that you believe you're not good enough. Because why would you need an external validation for your internal self? Well, the starting point, my friend, is that you don't feel good enough. You don't think you're good enough. You ring every day in your head, ring, 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 I'm not good enough. That's why the whole spirituality concept, community, all of that stuff, of which I was totally involved in for years and years. My wife and I did meditation events. We held the meditation sound healing events. Like, I went to the self-improvement seminars. I went to the workshops. I went to and I did the meditations. I was deeply involved with all of that. But the starting point is something that people just simply don't look at. And the starting point, typically, when you're trying to, not typically, but I say that to try to smooth it over, but that's not the point of these videos, right? The starting point of you trying to feel better is because you feel bad. Well, then, Austin, how do I change how I feel? Am I just supposed to feel bad forever? No, you're supposed to accept yourself, and you're supposed to forgive yourself, and you're supposed to let that go. And if you don't know how to do that, that's why I put my social media in the links below. That's why you need to get in contact so I can show you specifically how we do that. These videos are not for that. Because what else am I talking about? What else am I talking about? What else am I talking about? A closed mouth does not get fed. This purpose, this point, is for self-realization. When you're wanting to stand and actually make a change, you can reach out and I'll give you the very simple blueprint as to how you can do it, how I did it, how loads of other people are doing it. And the emotions and the feelings that get in the way of you sending the message are the same emotions and feelings that are bringing you to this point of having a low self-worth right now. So self-worth is literally the biggest control system within our overall system. Society just keeps having control by putting you in a place of doubt. And why is your doubt created? Because you feel unequal. Literally, you saying, I'm not good enough, shows that you don't feel equal enough to something. It doesn't feel good enough. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel equal. You don't feel like you can. So you're doubting. And eventually that just makes you afraid of doing anything. And then you start blaming other people. And then you start getting angry. And that is evil at the end of the day. And it's one of the hardest pills to swallow. So think about this. If you have people around you that assist and support the same principles as you, that will not tolerate anything else besides the best version of yourself and will reflect it back to living with a principle that you can be equal in one to others. And you can actually create a world where others are doing the same thing. And that seems like such a tall order for some folks, but we don't need to do that now. You need to be the best version of you. Just like there's war in the world, there's war within you, and you accept the war within you, therefore you, at some degree, accept the war within the world, despite how nasty and abusive it is. So at what point do we stand and change? At what point do we say enough is enough? At what point do we say, I will not continue to tolerate this in my life? And even though I don't know specifically how long it's going to change for me to feel a greater sense of self-worth, I'm willing to take that step to change that. And first, now that I realize it, I want to start to see it more. And I want to start to understand it more. And then I can, if you decide to, help other people do the same thing. But sharing your story, sharing who you are, is one of the hardest things if you still have those blocks within you, if you still have all that energy within you. So, I implore you, my friend, before you go on to video number 3, you just shoot me a message. Even if you say, hey, I watched the self-worth video, let's talk. Or even if you message me like self-worth or something, I'll know that you watched one of these videos. So, my friend, you might not have anybody else in your situation that's going to tell you you're worth it. Like, I didn't have a lot of people in my situation at all. Now, strangers support me more than my own family. And I never thought that that would be true. And I thought that that was a myth when I was just blinded to the fact that it wasn't even happening then in my own life. And it hasn't continued to happen. You have people that know you and that see your change. And those that know you from before, when you have a very low self-worth, when you were abusing yourself, when you were deep in depression, when you were using substances, when you were angry, those are the people that when they admit that you've changed, a lot of times it reflects within themselves that they have not. And so a lot of people simply don't reach out for that reason. A lot of people just simply decide to not reach out and say anything or resist what you have to say or resist that you're desiring change, even though you might not have it, because they're just simply not willing to even do that step. And because you're willing to do that step and even watch this video, as long as you've watched this video, my friend, you're worth it. So this is part 2 of this self-worth series. I implore you, send the message before you go on to the next one. But with that being said, on to the next one. You're worth it.